Hi, Joe, back with you again. This video is a not a poem video, uh, just putting another thought out there. This is actually uh, something I came up with a long time ago, a phrase, and I'll give you the background to it leading up, and it'll make more sense. When I was a kid, at my grandparents' house, their back steps, there was a hole in the step, and a toad lived in that hole. At least one, there may have been more, but I don't remember now. But there was a toad that lived there, and one night, the toad, as I was standing there, the toad jumped off the step down onto the ground where I was standing, and there was something else moving, and the toad ducked for cover, and it just went for the nearest thing to hide under, which happened to be my foot. I have really high arches, so it was easy for the toad to just scooch under my foot. So I'm standing there with this toad, which is crawled under my foot. And I kind of laughed, and I'm contemplating this whole thing. And I'm like, Toad, you just have no idea that all I'd have to do is move my foot a little bit and it would squish you. Or I could just take a step and completely expose you. It's like, it was just the first time anything like that had really happened to me that I was really paying attention to, and that I saw and took in like this. I had become, to the toad, just part of the landscape. I wasn't seen as food. I was too big, just a small toad. I obviously wasn't a threat to it. It saw me as shelter. I became part of its landscape. And just that whole thought, like, I'm not food, I'm not a threat, I'm just there. It's even using me as shelter. I'm just completely too big for this little toad to see. And that phrase was born, too big to see. And that happens a lot. You pick up a bug and it's crawling around on your hand. A bug, a small lizard, anything little. It crawls around on your hand, whatever. Depending on how you're holding it, it might try to hide under a finger or between your fingers. It might see between your fingers as a way to crawl under, to bury, which it just falls out the other side if it does that. I've had that happen. But you just become part of their landscape. You stop being a predator or prey, or you stop being another living thing that for them to interact with. You just become inanimate background to them, just their landscape. Even though you're completely animate, you're you completely, and to yourself, you're not too big or too small or to anything else, but to something that's really small, who just doesn't have the thought thing going that we do. Just the two life forms are so different. They're life forms, they're energy, they're physical things here, but at the same time, so different. And where this thought has evolved to now is all of the metaphysical stuff that's being out there now. This stuff isn't new. It's just that it's new to public conversations. And for a lot of people who haven't experienced this kind of stuff before, a lot of that is too big to see kind of concept. It can be a little bit much to wrap your mind around. But that's kind of my just random thought, things that have come together. The phrase, too big to see. You'll probably be hearing me saying that here and there in upcoming videos and stuff. So I just wanted to give you a little background of what that phrase is to me. When you hear me using it, you'll understand more of my concept of what I'm getting at. So, yeah, I encourage everybody to expand their minds and their thoughts as much as possible. Reading my poetry or listening to my poetry is a good start for doing that, by the way. My other videos. But anyway, just get out there and look into things. Don't be scared of things that are too big to see. Explore everything. Okay, so thanks for stopping by for a minute here. And next time you see a toad, think about how it views you. Okay, just a thought from my heart, my brain, to yours. Have a beautiful day.